Hi everyone, I'm Mariko. I'm a Sydney-based artist and musician, also known as Destroy Mariko, and today I've got another amazing new dress to review from Rave Australia. Before we begin though, I do just have to let you know that this is sent to me as a gift, but I will always give you my honest opinion in every review. So here on the website, we've got the Steampunk adjustable leather black and red long dress, and when I first saw this, I was just like, wow, this dress is amazing. I love the combination of the armoured upper body look with the feminine flowing skirt section, and the striking red colour just really stood out to me. I mean, most of my wardrobe is pretty black, and sometimes you want to mix that up, so seeing something this awesome in red, I just had to have it on my wish list. Another thing that's different for me is that this is a full-length dress, whereas most of my stuff ends around the knee, so that's an exciting idea, especially being sleeveless, because my only full-length stuff is all long sleeve. As for the details, I mean, you can clearly see the patterning on it, and the buckles, the leather paneling, the frills, there's just so much going on. Now, the rest of these images are just suggestions on how you could coordinate the dress with other items, but I'll be trying on the dress as is so you can see how that looks. As for size, so remember this page just gives the physical properties of the dress to do with the fabric and so on. The next page is the actual global size chart where I'd usually go for a small, but I think this time I've actually been sent the extra small. So I'll admit I'm a bit nervous about that, though it's really only my waist that bumps me out of the extra small size. So if you remember, the back of the dress looks adjustable. So hopefully I can get away with my extra centimeter there. But I do have one more concern though, so if I can bring you to the new Autumn-Winter 2019 catalogue and quick scroll down to the new size tables that I saw when I was choosing my wish list, here the sizes are a little different and I'm actually 2 centimeters big around the waist to be a proper extra small. My hips are also too wide now, but I'm less worried about that just because the skirt looks more flowy and they're showing how you could wear the dress with an underskirt anyway, so I figure that's fine. It's just my waist that I might need to suck in a little bit. But I think extra small is my only option anyway. I noticed that for some reason there aren't any small or medium sizes in stock at the moment, so if I want this dress, and I really do, extra small is the only one I stand a chance at. However, if you are more solidly in the small or medium sizes, don't worry too much. There is actually a black version of this dress as well. They do have all the sizes for that, so you'll just need to get in quick because they've actually almost run out already. Finally, I just want to quickly show you the catalogue images of this dress because they really are awesome. So extra side view here, and then the full spread modelling page. I really love how they do this sort of thing. And then here's the black version as well. Thought it'd be worth sharing just because there are shots without the underskirt or the mesh top, so you can get an idea of how I'm going to be wearing it. Okay, let's talk about shipping. Now, once again, mine's come through the Australia Post system, but if you look on the website, it's actually currently being sent from China. So just check that when you're making a purchase. And if you want to know more about dropshipping from China, check out my video from 3 reviews ago, the one with the spiked hoodie. As for Australia Post shipping, mine was sent out on a Friday and then arrived on the Tuesday. It's come in this really big package, and I had no issues with it. Got my tracking details, was able to see when it was coming. Yeah, so it was really good, really fast, and I'm really happy with that. As for customer service, that's been really great again. They actually sent this to me 3 days early, and that's because they were going on their spring break. Now, by the time you see this video, I think that'll be over, but just in case, it finishes on the 26th of September, and it only affects Australian shipping, so if the item's already in Australia being sent to you, might be some delay, but if it's coming from China, like this one should be, yeah, it doesn't affect that at all, and it was just really nice of them to think of me and send it early, so that I didn't have to wait the 2 weeks to get this, so yeah, I'm really happy with the customer service there. Okay, so I think that's everything I wanted to cover. Now let's go ahead and open it. Alright, so inside the Australia Post satchel, we've got another satchel. And inside the satchel is the Rave Australia bag. Oh my gosh, this bag's really big. Oh, and they actually did send me the small size. That's my normal size. I guess it must have only showed up as extra small on the paperwork because there's clearly something wrong with the system if it's not showing up on the website. So, turns out small does exist, and I'm going to guess that medium probably does exist, and it's just something on the website that needs to be updated. But yay! Yay! I don't have to worry so much. Ah! Opening! Oh my gosh, wow. It feels so nice. It has this nice smell to it as well. Oh my gosh, I actually can't fit this on camera. There we go, it's really long, that's really cool. Okay, let's go through this from top to bottom. We've got the straps at the top, there's the regular strap on the right side, and that's got that sort of leathery feel. It feels really nicely made, I gotta say. And then there's the solid metal buckle that it goes into. And then on the other side there's one as well, but it's this sort of asymmetrical triangle shaped one. And it's a bit hard to show you, but I think the little bit from the triangle one connects to this one on the side of the dress, this buckle here. Now in this top section, these cups are actually padded, which I think will be really comfortable and also help keep the shape, which is really good for me because my boobs are kind of small, so that's something I get worried about sometimes, and I think that'll really work for me well. And then on the inside, the fabric is like this really smooth, shiny kind of stuff, which I think that'll be really nice to wear. I don't feel anything annoying in there. And then you can see the patterns, which is like the main fabric. It's got an interesting feeling. It feels like really nice quality. I don't think I have anything like this, so that's really cool. Now further down, you've got this chest section, which has this really nice leathery, scaly kind of vibe, which is really cool. And then you've got these metal studs down the side, which I also really love. There's just like some incredible detail in there. And the way that they've sewn these bits is really cool too. I'm really happy with the way they've done it. There's nothing that looks cheap or tacky. It looks like solid quality stuff. So I'm really impressed with that. Now on the back, as you can see, we've got the tie-up section, and yes, this fabric is stretchy. So if you remember on the website, they've got that section that talks about what the fabric's like, and it says that this is actually inflexible. I think that's for the majority of the fabric, but you actually do have some flexibility around the waist here. So if they had sent me the extra small size, I think I maybe would have been able to get away with it because of this. And then of course you can tie it up, tighten it with this tie section, and this feels like some really solid cord as well, so I don't think you're going to get any issues with that wearing out over time. And it's held with some nice little metal D-rings, I think, and they look pretty solid as well, so that's awesome. And then just as some added insurance to make sure that you can get this dress on, there is a small little zip section here. So that's pretty good, and it feels pretty solid. And I gotta say, like, the seams in the dress as well, they feel pretty solid as well, so that's really awesome. And then we come to the skirt section, and it's a little bit difficult for me to hold it up, but I'll do my best to show you what's going on. Might be easier once we've tried it on. But so you can see all these frills, right? They're actually, this top layer actually has quite a lot of fabric there. So it's not like it's just sewn on top of it. There actually is this whole extra section of fabric. And then under that you have the extra frills, and that is just sewn on, but that gets covered by this section. So you've got the double frill kind of effect. But then when you come down even further, you find out that this one turns into its own extra fabric section. So that's really cool. And if I can just show you, we go all the way down to the bottom, and we've got another bit of this black trimming, which looks really nice. I really love that contrast between the red and the black and the way they've done it. So like, instead of just making it a straight frill going down, there's also like this extra sort of, can you see how that is sewn there? So it doesn't just have a dead end, it actually still has that kind of mini trim going upwards, I suppose. Now to talk about some of the fabric in the skirt section, so we've got this same red pattern material that we had up top. I'm sorry about all the crinkles in it. I haven't had a chance to smooth it out from being in the post. But I really like this. I really like the shine and the feel of it. It's got this real high quality vibe to it. I love that. And then we've got this sort of more coarse black fabric on the trimming, but also on the inside, and this is a little bit hard for me to show you so easily because it's such a big piece. On the inside, we've actually got this sort of lining, and it's that same smooth fabric that we had up the top, and it feels really nice. So if you had any concerns about the fabric of this dress, you don't need to worry, because there is this lining. It seems to go throughout the whole dress, and it just feels really good. And I am picky about what fabrics touch my skin. I get a little bit annoyed if fabric's scratchy or whatever, so I really appreciate that Punk Rave Australia's stuff, all of it, they've put thought into how it actually feels, not just how it looks, and I love that so much. Okay, I think that's everything from unpacking it. I think now I just need to try it on and we'll be able to get a better idea of how it looks. Alright, so here's how the dress looks on me. As usual, I'm going to put my size in the corner over here, and on the other corner I'll put the global size chart down the bottom, and I'll also put the catalogue size chart just above it so you can get a better idea of what's going on. Now we'll do some twirls. We'll do the full view first, and then I'll also do some close-ups so you can see things like how the skirt's behaving and also some of the details up the top. Now before I do this twirl, I will just mention I am wearing my platform boots just to give me a little bit of extra height, because it is quite a long dress. So when you're looking at the height information in the size charts, just remember that I'm wearing pretty tall platform boots. Alright, so let's do a full view twirl. close-up view. And the top close-up view. Alright, now that we've had a chance to try it on, let's have a talk about what it's actually like to wear this. So we'll start with the size and fit. And I have to say I'm pretty happy with the small size. I think like maybe I could have got away with the extra small, but I think small is like actually more comfortable for me. Now my bust would fit into the extra small size, but with the padding and all that and the way they've designed it, it fits really nicely around here. Then with the waist, yeah, I think having that extra space is good for me, although it is really adjustable, so you can change that pretty easily. As you can see, I've managed to tie it up to sort of fit my shape. And doing that back section was pretty easy. It's kind of the same as just when you're wearing a corset, except like you don't really have to pull it quite so tight. Now, one thing worth knowing when you are putting it on is that stretchy section up the back, it doesn't actually extend to the skirt section. So where the top meets the skirt, it suddenly becomes inflexible, right? So you can't just like slide the whole thing on. You actually have to use the zip. What I didn't realize though is that the zip actually goes past that skirt line and like all the way, where's the bottom? The bottom is like, the bottom of the zip is about here, and it's like, it's so hard to see because they've sewn it so well that it actually is invisible. And I was just surprised actually how far it went down when I fully opened the zip up. So that helps you get it over your hip when you're putting it on, which is really useful. The only thing is when I was zipping it back up, because of the angles and because of like how well done it is to make sure it's invisible, I did struggle a bit. So I just had to like, you know, really carefully, slowly like, you know, inch my way up. Maybe if you have someone to help you put it on, that might help as well, but I did get it on in the end. It was just a little bit tricky, but it's really good how they've hidden the zipper so well, and yeah, it made it so much easier to put it on. Now, as for the straps, there's so many different adjustments. So you have an adjustment here, you have an adjustment there on the back, you can adjust this, which is really good because I have small boobs. I put it on the tightest setting, which it just makes me feel so much more secure there. And then also actually under there's this extra section, and I don't know what you call it, but it clips into here. So you pull it over your shoulder, clip it in there, and then you can adjust this bit up. And then you pop this over, and then you can adjust that as well. Now, I'm not sure if I've quite got the settings right. I probably need to play with it a bit more. And I will say it was a little bit awkward, particularly getting that one on the back. You know, you're trying to adjust that. A little bit difficult to do on your own, and also to do while you're wearing it. Maybe it's easier if you take it off first, make some adjustments, and then put it back on. Or if you have a friend, I might actually get a friend to help me like just fine tune it. But once I figure out exactly how, you know, how tight I want this top section to be, that'll be all right. Like I could probably bring it up a little bit more, maybe. Or yeah, I don't know. You need to play with it a little bit. And yeah, I think I will say, the straps, if there's any discomfort in this dress at all, it's probably in the straps, and that might just be because I haven't quite figured out my adjustment yet, or it could also just be because these two straps and the little one in there are supporting the entire weight of the dress. I'm not sure yet, but it's not anything too annoying, because like the fabric that they've used is actually really nice, so it's not anything about the scratching or so on. I think it's just like trying to find exactly how I want it to sit. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. You also, like, I'm not used to doing the little strap underneath the big strap kind of thing, and one thing I worry is if I'm wearing like a shoulder bag or something, having an extra sort of strap from the bag on top of that might not be so comfortable, so maybe I'd want to have a little bit of a handbag or something, but that's just like a minor thing. But yeah, so those are the main things for the size and fit. But while we're talking about comfort, we might as well go deeper into the fabric side of things. So as I said, this one, which is kind of that leathery feel, really comfortable, no real issues with that. This one, now on the outside it's leather, but on the inside It's a different kind of fabric, which is kind of like a smooth, not heaps soft, but not scratchy or anything. It's a nice fabric, so that's pretty cool. And then we've got this strappy one, which is just this sort of thin, soft fabric. I don't really know what it is, but it's pretty benign, pretty nice. I'm not so keen on having these little things around, but yeah, I think that one's actually not so much a problem. I think it's just how it's sitting on my shoulder, so maybe I haven't quite got the size there yet. But fabric-wise, feels all pretty good up the top here. As for the fabric and the rest of the dress, so as I mentioned when we were going through it before I tried it on, most of the dress has that silky kind of lining that just feels really nice to wear. There's no issues with it. I'm really liking the feel of it. Yeah, I think that's really good. The only things that are a little bit different is there's a little bit of that leathery feel just at the top inside here, and then at the back, I'm pretty sure there's no lining. Yeah, there's no lining in this stretchy bit, but the stretchy bit is actually, there's no scratchy kind of material. I didn't even realize, I didn't notice until I just checked then that it wasn't that kind of lining. Yeah, so I'm really impressed with the fabric choice. They've made it really comfortable, and for someone as picky as me, that's really important. So yeah, I'm really happy with the fabrics. Now, as to how it feels to wear this dress, it's got a really interesting effect. I think in my introduction, maybe I mentioned how, you know, it's got this really interesting sort of warrior vibe steampunk top that's quite small, it's sleeveless and all that, but then it turns into this really girly, huge skirt down the bottom, right? And that gives you an interesting effect. So what I'm feeling like it's the tightest around the top here. That may be to do with some of my adjustments, but I think also just the nature of it. It feels like it's much more solid and it's hugging onto your body a lot more. And then around here, I guess I haven't done it too tight, but it feels like it's a little bit looser, so it sort of opens up a little bit, just a little bit. But then when you get to the dress, suddenly you have all this space, and that's a really interesting feeling, going from the tight to not so tight to just absolute flowing everywhere. And so yeah, it's an interesting feeling, because I know when I walk around I can feel all the air sort of moving around my legs as the skirt moves, and yeah, it's really different. So you're kind of a bit more constricted up the top if you like that hug kind of feel, but then you have the openness. So yeah, it's a really interesting garment in that sense, and you get that not just from the visuals but from how it actually feels. Now, as for practicality, you might be wondering how easy it is to move around in this dress, particularly given that it's so long that I had to wear platform shoes to make it work for me with my height. But actually, when I walk around, I'm not finding that it like catches on anything. I'm not finding myself tripping over at all. Movement's really easy. It flows really nicely. Like, it just sort of slips around on my legs. It's fine. I do keep worrying that I'm going to trip over it, but it never happens. And yeah, I think it just works really well like that. I think just psychologically, maybe because I'm not used to having such a long dress, I keep thinking, oh no, I'm going to trip on it. But yeah, no, it doesn't happen. It's been really good that way. As for the top, I'm finding, yeah, I've got a decent range of movement, so it's not like a corset. I know it has this sort of leathery patch here, but that is actually quite flexible, so you don't feel restricted in any kind of way like you would with a corset that actually has bones in it. So that's really good. And I think the last thing I want to talk about is just how it looks, and I think I'm really happy with this. I think it's a really awesome dress. It's a really interesting design. I also think it's going to be pretty versatile in terms of places that I want to wear it, because the long skirt kind of gives more of a formal feel, and I guess if you put on the right kind of jacket, you could really fit into a more formal setting. But at the same time, this sort of steampunk top does make me feel like I can wear it to more casual things as well and turn a few heads that way. I think it could be fun to try and wear it on stage when I'm performing heavy metal. And I think it could be fun, like, oh my god, I just missed a gothic picnic, you know that? But I guess Halloween's coming up, so one thing that I just had looking in the mirror, an idea I had was like, you know, you could wear some kind of wings to go with it, or like, you know, that Queen Amidala kind of look where she's got this sort of frill kind of thing. That would be kind of awesome if I could find something like that. It really makes me want to dye my hair red and black again. It's been so long since I colored my hair, and I think it would just go really nicely to, yeah, no, there's a lot of inspiration coming to me from the way this dress looks, and yeah, I can't wait to find reasons to wear it all over the place. So I think it's going to be really fun, and yeah, lots of different situations you could wear it in. So I'm really loving it. Alright, so in summary, I think this is a really cool dress. I'm really loving it. I love the way that it looks. I love the way that it feels. I've got a decent range of movement. I'm also really impressed with the quality. As always, Punk Rave Australia's products have so much detail in them. And then even things like the zip on this side and how invisible it was that I didn't realize how far it could go. I'm really impressed with how well they've done that. I think that's amazing. And yeah, I love all the little bits and pieces on it. And yeah, I think the size fits me really well as well. The only thing I need to worry about that's bothering me at all is just these straps. I think I need to just work on them and get the adjustments right. The one that's bothering me the most is this side, which I think kind of makes sense just because it was a little bit difficult to adjust that on my own while wearing it. So I'll sort that out in my own time off camera. But yeah, no, overall, I'm really happy. I'm really impressed. And I think this is a great product. I'm really happy to have it in my collection. Now, if you'd like to get one of these dresses for yourself, you can check that out at the Punk Rave Australia store. I will put a link for you down in the description below, and there should also be a discount code. Now, I think that discount code will only apply to the red version of this dress, but there is a black version as well, and it's the same design and cut. So if you're looking for sizing information on the black version of the dress, this video will work for you as well. So I hope that's helpful. Thank you as always to Punk Rave Australia for sending this dress to me. I'm really liking it. It's a really cool design. If you'd like to follow Punk Rave Australia on YouTube, they do have their own channel. I've also got my own channel, which has some of those reviews, but I've also got a lot of other content as well. So if you just want reviews, Punk Rave Australia is the one to go for. If you want all my madness, Destroy America channel. If you like this video, found it useful, want to see more, don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with a friend, leave a comment. All these things really help our channels. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you all again next time.